Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Anthony, Wrenched Out Garage. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be diving into the garage itself. It has been a little while since I talked about some of the stuff that's going on in the garage, and I want to do this before I start working on the D21. So let's dive in to the video. So I have been in this garage for close to actually over a decade now, and there has been different variations, different setups, different things that worked, didn't work, and I want to talk a little bit about that, show you guys kind of a quick tour of what I have going on here in our garage. But first, to kind of lay the groundwork, this is a 2-stall garage, just to let you know up front. Now, I don't just work on cars and the razor and all of that stuff in here, even though for the most part, let me get the tripod. All right, we're gonna freehand it. For the most part, I do all kinds of stuff in here. I've done remodels of the upstairs of my house. That's my living room that's right above. I did the remodel for the office, predominantly in here with no vehicles, a lot of yard work and a lot of other things. So this is, to me, like the man's garage. This is used for all kinds of stuff. I'm not in construction, so no, it's not a construction garage. I do have the luxury of having project cars parked in here, especially in the wintertime, so I can work on them. That's why I have the D21 in here. We're gonna be diving into the rear end, and it's gonna get junked up. That's what happens. So I clean it, it gets junked up. I clean it, it gets junked up. And we're gonna go over that today. But first I wanted to talk a little bit about the setup as a whole. So this is a 6-foot Craftsman table. I think I've mentioned that before. I've had this guy for years. It's a saving grace to have countertop space in a workspace like this. It helps tremendously. Below I have a cabinet. I was lucky to get a cabinet and the back pegboard here. At Sears when it was on clearance. That's why I got the whole setup. Now we'll dive into this a little bit. I'm not going to go too overboard because I don't want this video to be 2 hours long of me explaining this stuff. Obviously, as you can see, I've got some bolts and wrenches, or bolts and nuts, and just various parts and pieces. I highly recommend getting one of those. They're fairly inexpensive. I'll see if I can find something on Amazon for you guys if you're interested, because this has saved my ass so many times from having to run to Lowe's or Home Depot. It's a have to. And I throw all the extra hardware that I have. Sometimes I'll just buy some packs of stuff and throw them in there just so I have some stock. Because if you got family, you got kids, you got a house, you're gonna run through hardware. Also, if you're working on cars and trucks and everything of the like. Some screwdrivers, wrenches. These are those adjustable wrenches. I mentioned these. I've got several sets of these. This is a magnetic setup right there. Some lights. This is all ran off of this switch, and that actually runs all the power, which is good and bad. Real quick over here, got my shop vac, my Pennzoil trash can. In this drawer, this is kind of my charging drawer. It's got my Craftsman charger, and then my batteries. I've got my Craftsman speaker, my clipboard for when I'm going and doing auctions, and then just some extra crap thrown down there. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit. You're gonna see that, so just bear with me a little bit. Up top, I don't know what this looks like. I haven't been in there in a while. Got most of this I started converting over to car cleaning chemicals, and then more chemicals down below. This is just a Craftsman hanger. I guess we'll leave that open for now. Moving over here, this is an 8-foot workbench. Another Craftsman 8-foot workbench. Above, I've got the 50-inch Sony Bravia hooked to the LG. This is great, especially in the summer months when the garage doors are open, when the kids are down here, when I've got several things going, or if I'm down here cleaning or working on a very long project. That's kind of the trade-off though. Sometimes when I'm doing videos, I can't watch or listen to YouTube or to videos or to what have you, because I'm doing this. But I often do use this, especially when I'm doing a lot of work down here. Cleanup especially just makes time go by a lot better. Down below real quick, let's go down here. I had to get a new fridge. I opted for this one because I like the way it looks. I always wanted a glass covered fridge. It's a Whirlpool. It holds a lot more beverages. It's got my Rockstar collection, a bunch of waters, some sweet tea. Right here I have that JW charger. I highly recommend getting these USB Type-C. And then I have my, I don't know what's going on with my Apple TV. Apple TV is routed up to this. I also have an HDMI cable ran to over here, so if I want to hook my computer up, super simple. Little dude right here, little roller bench or roller seat, full stool, and then I do have a power bar that looks like a mess back there. I need to clean that at some point too, but a big power bar running the back. I've got my Craftsman rolling little workbench. That thing is awesome. It's filled full. It's kind of a mess. I'm not going to show you it. It's got my detailed supplies in it, and it works great while I work in the garage, and especially in the summer, I can just roll that bad boy out if I'm doing any extensive detail cleaning on anything. And that also applies for in the garage. So if I was gonna, for whatever reason, like detail clean the razor, I would just wheel that over there. Or when this guy gets ready, maybe I'll do it with that. Not to forget, I do have this light right here, which does help. You can see it a little bit. If I'm working on any detail things, as much light as possible is always needed. And I love having this thing right here. It just turns on and off. Click it off, and I can unhook it if I want to. It just unclicks, and it's got quite a bit of cord sitting in the back there. Yeah, that's a nice little light bar. I converted this. I was gonna throw this thing away, to tell you the truth. If you put paper towels on this, the freaking rod falls off, and everybody that came over that had a paper towel or wanted a paper towel always ripped the rod off. So this was on its way to the trash, and it hooks to this little system here that I have all over, and I repurposed it. Now I've got all my painter's tape on it and some Scotch tape for packing stuff. Above it I use this stuff all the time. This is I couldn't get Royal Purple, so I had to use Zep. I prefer Royal Purple, so Royal Purple, if you're watching, please send me some. And then I've got some Crud Cutter. This was just stuff, again, I couldn't get Royal Purple for whatever reason. They were sold out, and I bought a bunch of that crap. I also have stainless steel cleaner and some oil filters up there. Stuff that I'm gonna use, I use that stuff all the time. I did have some stuff in a little basket here, I gotta clean that up. This is just more stuff. I don't know what's in there. Oh, this is, so this is all cleaners and lubricants, different kinds for different jobs. Above is my big charger and some detail cleaning pads. Let's see. Below this is the proper towel hanger, and it's just magnetic. I'll see if I can find some of this stuff. If you guys are interested, let me know. That one's great because it can go anywhere. In fact, I was considering buying another one. Couple magnetic trays here and here. This is this box right here, I believe, is a 48 incher, I believe. Anyways, funny story about this box was many years ago, I always wanted a bigger toolbox simply because I had too many tools. They were thrown everywhere, and I finally got it. And I've been happy with it ever since I got it. It's not my dream box per se, but I do remember how important it was to have a garage, to be working on cars and trucks and all this stuff all the time. And the ability to get a toolbox like that, it was just a pivotal moment. Just like getting any of this stuff in here, this is a collection. And I've sold toolboxes, I've sold workbenches through the years, but this is just my current kind of buildup, and it's taken a long time to get me as far as I've gotten. And it's definitely not an overnight deal. Oh, I do have my 4-inch vise over there. I've got a fan I hooked up to that pipe. The pipe's perfectly straight. I just needed airflow to circulate the air in here, because it gets really dry and the air just kind of stagnates and sits. Anyways, I'll go into the toolbox in a different video. I predominantly use this side of the garage, as you can see, the reason why, because collectively I've got an 8-foot bench backed by a 6-foot bench. So I've got plenty of working surface space, which again is super important. Now, a couple of things that I had to really work on, especially like in this area. I can't do anything with the furnace, and then I've got my water heater in the corner behind it, but I did have my Harley Davidson toolbox right there, which I moved. I'll show you that in a minute. Because I wanted to, and I know it's kind of difficult to see, I wanted to open up some lanes. This one looks a little messed up, but some lanes to be able to work and walk around things so it's not as tight as it has been. This area is still a work in progress. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do here. I got my track system on my baskets. This is just for shipping, packing, and moving stuff. And then I've got some hangers. I got my Craftsman work coats. Oh.
Is that the one you want?
Looks like Siri was trying to help me find something. Anyways, I got my Craftsman work coat. I got my fire retardant coat for welding. I still got to figure this out. If you guys got any cool ideas, let me know. I'm still on the fence on what to do there. This side has been pretty much done since summer. I'm going to do a full video just on the track systems, because I did a bunch of work in my shed and it's just incredible. Anyways, this setup here has been way more beneficial than I actually thought it was. At first, to be honest with you, when I did this, I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, because I had all this stuff hanging there. I had all those power tools hanging there, and I was like, man, that's kind of a pain in the ass. And then after using them over and over and over, I was like, actually, that's pretty nice, because I come in the door, run over there, grab them, and good to go. Also, I have my 30-gallon Craftsman air compressor, which runs to, one of the lines runs right to the water separator, up to my 50-foot Husky little spool with the quick releases. I did switch these all over to these aluminum high flow quick releases, which is incredible. This setup's a great setup and something to consider if you have a garage or you work on a lot of stuff in your space, because I've got 50 foot there, and then above it, I've got another 50 and two more 50, actually that's a 100-foot line, and that's a 50-foot line. So I can go 100 to 200 feet out, which is incredible, because I've ran lines out these garage doors, a couple of car lengths down, and I park vehicles on the side of my house where if I get a flat tire or I need air tools, I can easily kick this thing on, run the lines out. It is a pain in the ass once you get done, but it cuts the time dramatically. It's on a dedicated line because it has to be, because of ampage it pulls. Let's keep going over this way. Sanding set, I got my DeWalt sander, some sanding discs, my grinder. Those are the Craftsman tools I use, Craftsman jigsaw, some buffers and whatnot. So that's really the setup over here. Right here I got the Urban Outlaw, some levels. And I know I'm cruising through this pretty quick. I'm trying to make this video as quick as possible to give you guys an update. I'll go into details again on some of this stuff. The 92 Sportster, let's look at this guy for a second here. Give it a little bit of respect. This was on the books. I was working on this and then I was having additional leaking problems. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do with this. Hopefully next year I may ship it out because I think I might be screwed on the motor. I don't know. But I do have all the parts for it. It's a 92 Harley Davidson Sportster 883. It has oversized cams. It has obviously the exhaust, ignition modules, and a bunch of other things. Up top, we have the oil change for the Razor. This is the 2019 XP4 1000 Razor. That's got a bunch of stuff in it. There's videos if you want to know more. Spare tire for the trailer. I got to get that out of here. This is a cargo bag. I'm gonna end up putting on the Suburban once the Suburban's up and going. These 3 cabinets, pretty boring. It's got like paint supplies for the house and stuff like that. More tools. That's pretty much it for over there. Now I'm working over here. That's where the Harley box went. So I reworked some stuff in this area because, again, I got leaves and shit still in here. I opened this lane up so now I can pretty much walk through any which way I want to. I moved the box over here because I don't use the tools in here often, but when I need them, I obviously need them. So that's where this is at. I've got my 8-inch grinder with a little light and the pad, the wheel and everything. On wheels, I did add the wheels to the sand and it's mobile. I've got the Lincoln 140 Pro MIG. You guys are gonna see this guy in a lot more use come springtime. And then of course I've got helmets for me, the kids, the wife, the Fox Racing V1s. These things are incredible helmets if you're out doing some stuff like that. There's my my Roland Sands motorcycle helmet. It's actually broke. I may end up throwing it away because it's, as you can see, broke. I do like the design. Got the good old V-twin poster. And then I have a broom holder. Now that may seem like a very boring and stupid thing to bring up, but I will tell you that as opposed to them being wedged in this corner, getting them off the ground, it is a nice thing to do. Now, getting ready to wrap this up. This is a long ass video, so I apologize for the time on it. This guy, I've talked about this before. The thing that's cool about having power right here is I can run power down the center of the garage easily. I can also run it out the garage doors. And it coincides with the kind of the ecosystem I'm trying to build here, to where I can work on stuff in the garage. I can run air out of the garage, which has made my life 10 times easier when I have to deal with vehicles or projects outside of the garage, which is something you should consider if you have a garage space, because if you're buying this stuff anyways, think, what else can I do and how's it gonna make my life easier? Because that's really the point. If you were gonna buy a reel, find a centralized location, like in my case right there. It's not the prettiest thing to be right there, but it serves a very utilitarian purpose that has helped a lot. Now, my air compressor had to go right there because I had an electrician buddy run that breaker to it, and that's where he ran it. So that's what's going on there. That's pretty much it. That's the dime tour of the garage. If you guys want any details on any of the stuff I talked about today, or if you want me to go into specifics on why I did certain things, let me know. Drop a comment down below. I will be revisiting this here in the near future. But like I said, I got to make sure this tripod doesn't fall. I'm having tripod issues here. Like I said, though, I wanted to do this before I started working on the little D21 here, because I'm gonna take the parts. These tables will get jacked up and all messy. That's just what happens. And in your garage, just like mine, that's what often happens. I don't have some prestige garage. I don't have a crew of people. It's me and me alone. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my dime tour of the wrenched out garage as it is today in 2020. Obviously 2021 stuff's probably going to change, as it has pretty much every year. I find better ways to do things, or maybe I get some new equipment or what have you. But if you want me to feature any of the things, or you want links to any of these products that I talked about today, I will be more than happy to link them below. And of course, please take a moment, hit subscribe. It means a lot to me, it means a lot to the channel. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. If you're watching this before Thanksgiving, be safe out there. We'll see you in the next video.